In a world obsessed with what's trending, the gospel stands as something gloriously unchanging, and yet it is often dismissed as old-fashioned, a relic of a simpler time. People speak of relevance as if it were measured by novelty, but the question isn't whether the gospel wears the latest fashion. The question is deeper. Does it still speak to the heart of man? Does it still pierce the soul, confront sin, and offer hope? The answer is yes, absolutely yes. Let's first understand the word we're dealing with. Relevant means having bearing on the matter at hand. It doesn't mean trendy or shallow or adjusted to culture's current mood. It means it matters. And the gospel matters more now than it ever has. Some claim the gospel must be changed if it is to remain effective. But that's like saying the sun must be redesigned so it can give more light. The gospel, as given by Christ, is perfect for every soul in every century. When Jesus said, "Go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature," Mark 16:15, he wasn't giving it an expiration date. He did not tell us to adapt the gospel to the age. He told us to take the gospel to every age. Paul wrote that all Scripture is inspired and is profitable for teaching, correction, and instruction in righteousness. 2 Timothy, March 16:17. He said it was sufficient to fully equip a man of God. Was that only true for first-century believers or for all time? If it was true then, it is true now. The gospel doesn't need polishing, it needs preaching. When people suggest that we tweak the gospel to make it more appealing, they are not helping the message, they are insulting its author. To tamper with divine truth is to suggest that God's wisdom is not enough, that His design needs our improvement. What arrogance! Paul charged Timothy to preach the word, 2 Timothy 4:2. Not his own reflections, not his cultural commentary, not his theories, the word. Today, some pulpits are filled with human wisdom, motivational speeches, and soft opinions dressed up as doctrine. That kind of message might stir emotions, but it will not save souls. Only the gospel does that. The problem isn't the message, it's the listener. Some argue that the gospel was fit for ancient people, but not for modern minds. Paul didn't have email, airplanes, or nuclear weapons, they say. True, but Paul didn't need to know the mechanics of modern technology to speak to the timeless reality of sin, sorrow, hope, and redemption. The human heart hasn't evolved. We may travel faster and speak louder, but our deepest needs are exactly the same. The ache for forgiveness, the longing for meaning, the burden of guilt, the hunger for love, these have not changed since Eden. Technology can give us speed, but it cannot give us peace. Only Christ can do that. No new sins, just new packaging. If you could travel back to Babylon or walk the streets of ancient Corinth, you'd see the same sins we wrestle with today. Pride, lust, greed, violence, unbelief. Nothing has really changed but the tools. There is no sin today that Scripture has not already diagnosed, and there is no soul today that the gospel cannot save. Don't modify the gospel, magnify it. The gospel doesn't need to be reshaped. It needs to be proclaimed loudly, clearly, faithfully. Shout it from the rooftops, whisper it at the bedside, declare it in classrooms and across kitchen tables. Let it be heard in every tongue and in every place, because it is the only message that speaks to every man, woman, and child with eternal relevance. Let us not be ashamed of it. Let us not water it down. Let us not substitute it for things more palatable. Let us, like Paul, be determined to know nothing except Jesus Christ and Him crucified. 1 Corinthians 2:2. Final word, the gospel for right now. What does the world need in this hour of anxiety, confusion, and moral chaos? It needs exactly what it has always needed, the gospel of Christ. It is not outdated, it is undying, it is not irrelevant, it is irreplaceable. It is not something we reinvent, it is something we re-preach, relive, and recommit to every single day. So go, speak it, share it, live it, because the gospel doesn't just matter, it matters now.